I am Raymond Splitty, and this matchup is round 7, and it will be Chris Murray versus Brad Gusas. The matchup is Executor with red card, and I'm not sure what the other person is playing at the moment, but we will get the list momentarily. Okay, so it's Yveltal. So Chris is playing, like I said, eggs with some cute text. And he Ultra Balls, a Zero Sick, and a Plasma Energy. And he's likely going to get an Execute here. Okay, I just got the list. Yep. So it's like almost standard eggs, and then you cut a lot of the tick cards like Empoleon and Archies, and you add red cards. Quite a neat gimmick he has going on here. I really want to see how it plays out for him, and if he's able to... Oh man, the turn 1 red card. It's coming in. Oh man, I don't even know how I'd react if I got red carded at top tables turn 1. I've literally never seen that card in competitive play before. What? It shuffles your hand into your deck. It shuffles your opponent's hand into your deck and draws... They have to draw 4 cards. So they basically start off the game with 4 cards in their hand. It's very interesting. I've never seen it in a tournament ever before, but it's clearly working. He's on stream. So, anyways, Brad, he's playing a pretty standard Yveltal list, honestly. It's pretty vanilla. There's really no special tech cards except for Zero Stick. And aside from that, he's just playing Bike, Acro Bike, just consistency. 1 AZ. I really don't know about that card, but it seems like it might be good versus Toad. Oh, he's also playing 1 Mewtwo. Okay, so here we have Chris just has 2 eggs on the board. He probably he lasered Brad turn 1. Now Brad is going to play down his 2 baby Voltols. Looks like he got a pretty decent hand off of red card if there's a supporter. I think there's a bicycle, so he'll probably be able to bike for a decent number of cards. Oh, only 2, but he hit an N, so he'll be alright. He's probably gonna either Ultra Ball here, and then play N, or he will... Okay. Yeah, I didn't think he would like play the Verbank in the... at all, but... Huh. Seismitoad. I wonder if he'll discard it somehow. Like, if he'll... No, there was no way. Like, you get Seismitoad and like not play it here, that'd be pointless. So it looks like he wants to go the Toad route, which is to try to Toad eggs early while building up a Yveltal on your bench. Okay, he opts not to do that, and he opts to get Darkrai, which I personally like a lot better. He might also know at this point in the tournament that Chris is not playing Dragology, which makes Darkrai even better. Out of all the egg decks we've seen today, I don't think we've actually seen Dragology do well. I don't think it's bad, but I can understand why it's not seeing as much play. Here, N to 6, let's see what he gets. He does not get the best hand because he doesn't have energies. Oh, he has 1 dark. Okay. I still don't think that that's great. You're about to get locked. I would, if I was him, if I were to Oblivion Wing here, I would 100%, yeah, I would Ultra Ball, and yep, and I would get probably another baby Yveltal, honestly. at this point. If he doesn't have it in his deck, then I would get Mewtwo, and I would just not play it and hold it in my hand. So it looks like he has Yveltal. Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing that would make sense to me to get at this point is Yveltal, and I would Oblivion Wing to another Yveltal, not the EX. I actually honestly don't even like playing down the EX in that situation. I would never have benched it, and I would have attached the Muscle Band to the benched Yveltal, because he's not really going to attack with the Yveltal EX. He'll not get the energies for a while to use it. He would rather just Oblivion Wing onto the other Yveltal. The basic non-EX Yveltal is just so much better in this matchup than Yveltal EX. Here we see Chris play down a Verbank. Oh no, was it Chris? Yeah. And he's an Ultra Ball, a red card, and an Ultra Ball. At this point in the game, when you're eggs locking people, and they have a small hand, red carding them actually just only helps them, so I can see the logic behind it. You red card them early so they have a small hand, and then you blockade them, so their hand is just like hopefully trash, and then you just never red card them again later in the game. You just use it as discard fodder. It's just a super interesting strategy. Oh no, Chris whiffed. Oh no, he didn't whiff, okay. He did hit an energy. That's good for him. And he hit the Crushing Hammerheads. I think this game is going to go very well for Chris. Is that an EXP share? I don't think so. No, there's no way he plays that, right? Let me look. No, it's a dowsing machine, I think. Okay. No, I'm seeing things. Okay, here. Brad, if he doesn't draw an energy, he can't do much at all. Except for pass. Which is what he did. So now Chris is going to Battle Compressor. Probably just get rid of useless cards, like Verbank is pretty useless here. Lysander's trump card, pretty useless. And Egg is actually good to get in the discard, of course. So you can propagate it back into your hand. Oh, that's a Team Flare Grunt that I thought was something else. Yep, so red card, like I said, is really good early game, and then it becomes really bad late game, or mid game, or even just like after turn 1. It just becomes significantly worse. So he's just gonna discard them, so he does not draw them. And Chris blockades for the knockout. Yveltal comes up and he uses Oblivion Wing and he attaches an energy to his Yveltal EX, which I do not agree with, but it may work out for him if he ends up drawing a DCE. We'll see. I would have rather seen it go to the other baby Yveltal. Oh, he did top deck the DCE. I do not want to see him play the DCE this turn. Especially since Chris plays Zero Sick, and it will be very easy to discard. And Chris also plays one Enhanced Hammer, so the DCE is not long for this world if he actually ended up playing it. But he didn't, and he ended up passing the turn, because there's really nothing he can do. And he gets blockaded again, and 70 plus 60 is 130, so Evital gets knocked out. And Brad promotes Evital EX, attaches the DCE he drew. And he's most likely going to no, he'll Evil Ball. Evil Ball is probably the best play here. If Chris ends up getting a DCE, he can like combo, or not a DCE. If Chris ends up getting an Enhanced Hammer or a Crushing Hammerheads, he can combo that with a VS Seeker and proceed to discard both of Brad's energies. Okay, so Brad chooses to Evil Ball. I believe that's a much better option than Y-Cyclone because you're not going to be able to get your energies back. Chris flips tails on Hypnotoxic Laser. Chris gets, he gets the combo. Flare Gun, Enhanced Hammer. And Brad has no energies on board anymore, and none in the hand, so we're just going to see a lot of draw pass from Brad. And Chris is just going to be blockading while Brad is poisoned until the game's over. Even if Brad draws energies at this point, it might just be too late. This is kind of the hard lock that Eggs ends up getting on you, where they just are at a point in the game where you just literally can't do anything. Chris chose to blockade, not play a supporter, he doesn't have to. He has Dowsing Machine, he has everything he could want in his hand. As soon as Brad plays an energy, that energy is going to get removed immediately. Here, Chris knocks out the Evital EX with Blockade, and I believe the game will end by Brad getting his Seismitoad catchered up and locked into place. Chris does not play a Lysander, but he does play Genesect, as all egg decks do. Might be prized, or he might just not have drawn Ultra Balls. I'm not really sure, but it's not on the field, so we will see. He might also have it in his hand, but I don't think he does. Did you win again already?
Yeah. Pit against Quantum.
Oh my gosh. The beast.
Alright, I'm back. Again.
Azul already won his round again. What's her record now?
6-1. So I should be good for cut. I just have the ID in.
Oh my god. The beast. Alright, so here, Chris is just gonna... Yep, so he ended up getting the Genesect. He Ultra Balled for it. So it was in his deck. He was digging really hard. He just never ended up getting an Ultra Ball for it.
Is this still game 1?
Yep. Again, you're back. Game 1.
Did Brad bench the Toad, or did he start with it?
He benched it. I don't know why. He also, when he Oblivion Winged, he attached to the Evital EX instead of the other baby Evital.
Oh, yeah.
And
I mean, he might just not be familiar with the matchup. Like, it's one of those matchups you have to play, especially on the Evital side of things, I think, because there's like such a right way to play it as the Evital player.
Yeah,
that's
no, I
not
agree.
It's not similar to any other way you play a Evital deck in any other matchup.
I don't you know, like I play Evital very differently than most people.
Well, I mean, you're like the Evital player. When it comes to Evital, you talk to Raymond.
Like,
so it looks like they're already going to game 2.
There are certain ways that you should play the matchups in this format if you're playing Evital.
Yeah, and the egg one is like I feel like is very specific. And if I mean, I don't know if Brad's ever played against eggs before. There's a lot of eggs in this tournament, so I feel like he's maybe hit one throughout the tournament. But depending if they're sloppy games, then Chris is a pretty good player, so
yeah,
he's not going to make a lot of misplays when it comes to this matchup.
Yeah. Also, playing Evital in that style requires a lot of like discipline, I guess is the word. Like you have to like learn to just not like you have to avoid the urge to bench your Pokemon.
Yeah.
You just have to just get your 3 baby Evitals and just you have to just.
I mean, is an early Toad any good at all, or
only early, like turn 1 Toad is good. After that, it's pretty subpar, especially since.
I mean, getting your like right here, he's opening with the Darkrai. Getting Darkrai in play, I would assume, is pretty important.
Yeah.
He might actually be able to get that Laser Bank turn 1 KO on the.
Yep. If Chris is not playing Dragology, so Darkrai is very good here. Darkrai is only mediocre if they're playing Dragology.
Yeah.
It's actually really bad to bench if they play Dragology because then it just becomes a liability. They just catch
Yeah, it's got the high retreat cost, not efficient attack.
Yep.
Looks like he took the DCE off the Acro Bike, and it looks like he might have to Jirachi. There's a laser. If he has a bank, it would be a nice early KO.
Prize lead.
Yeah. So there's a Jirachi.
Chris also looks like he has a pretty dead hand. He might. I think he does have the red card turn 1, but I don't. No, I can't really tell.
I see a trump card, 0-6. I don't see a red card.
I see a laser or trump.
Yeah, it looks pretty dead. He has the laser though. He could maybe lock him out for a couple turns. You never know. Does Brad play Keldeo?
No. No.
Okay.
We have the list right here. Oh wait. No. No, he doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, so Keldeo's a pretty big deal in this matchup, for sure. So is Darkrai. He's got the Darkrai, but if he doesn't play Keldeo, that can be rough.
Yeah.
Let's see if he gets that Burbank. I see a Toad. We'll see if he benches it. I would advise against it.
Oh, don't do it, Brad. Don't do it.
He'll definitely have to try and Quaking Punch next turn if he's going to put this in play like this.
If he
he's retreating to the Toad already.
Okay, he has the DCE, so he is going for that route.
Wouldn't you still maybe want to keep the Darkrai active? Because now if the Toad gets laser locked, that's even worse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have liked to see him keep the Darkrai active, even if the Darkrai goes to sleep for a turn. Like, it's just the Darkrai taking damage.
Especially since he knows Chris plays red card.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that he has the DCE in his hand should not make him feel safe. But it's, again, it's red card. Like, you can't... Like, I could see playing against Chris, getting red carded game 1, and then just completely forget that I ever got red carded.
Yeah, I mean, who plays red card?
It'd be such a traumatic event that it would be wiped from my brain, like, immediately
There's
after
the Burbank,
it happened.
and he has his own laser.
And looks like he's retreating.
At first I thought he was going to leave that egg up there to die. I was like, no.
Don't do it.
Then, yeah, there's the Toad is asleep. He wakes up, but now the Toad is poisoned, which is going to be prizes for Chris.
And he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have the DCE. Don't bench the second one.
He has a laser, though. He's going to draw a prize here. He might be able to just close this out in like 2 turns. Oh, he has a Chorus.
Yeah, he has a Chorus. I think the reasoning to bench Toad is because the Chorus is like the only reason. But in theory, if Chris draws a Juniper and ends up making a comeback, the Toad is a huge liability.
Yeah. I don't hate it, but he needs to get the DCE here.
In his situation, I would 100% bench the Toad.
Yeah, he needs to get the DCE here. If he doesn't get the DCE here, it just gives Chris so much more time to get back into the game.
Well, not really, because he could hit a laser. Like, if Chris doesn't draw a supporter, he loses the game.
It's true.
Like,
I didn't see a DCE, but I think I saw a bike, so he might be able to go all the way for 4 here. No, he looks like he'll be able to get 3.
No. Yeah, because he has a dark energy and he has like a supporter, I think. So I think
I saw a trump card in there. Oh no, there's an N.
Yeah. So I don't think he can get rid of.
I would personally get rid of the. Oh no, you don't need to get rid of the N. You can get rid of the energy and. Yeah, it's the trump card. He's getting rid of the N though. It looks like. It's not horrible. I guess you are playing against eggs. But you don't want to play the N either. Like Chris's hand is dead.
But now my thinking is he doesn't have another supporter in his hand, right?
He has the bike for 3.
But if you completely dead draw, now you could be in a situation where you're like, I mean, the odds of it are very low.
If worst comes to worst right here, and he doesn't hit the DC off the bike, you just attach the Dark to the active Toad and retreat it to the Darkrai probably.
Okay, he hit a Juniper, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it looks like a VS Seeker too.
Yeah, it's a moot point.
He's kind of in the Toad. He has to like kind of go Toads at this point because they're gonna keep getting catchered up. So I like this attachment. I would personally retreat to the Darkrai. Get rid of that poison. You don't want your Toads to die.
Unless he does.
I don't like the muscle band on the Darkrai. Okay, yeah. No. He's going to the Baby Yveltal.
Okay. He does play Energy Switch, so there. I don't know if he has it or not, but what?
Ooh.
He kept it active.
I don't know if that was he did get a prize off the egg, right? He got the laser.
Yeah.
Prize. Okay.
It was a questionable play.
Yeah, that Toad's gonna take a lot of damage. It might die before Chris loses, which it might allow him to get back to the game.
It was a questionable play.
That's for sure. I see a 0-6, and it looks like he's probably gonna have Juniper in here. He's digging for the DCE again. He's going to be anyways.
If he
or the energy switch. He has the energy on the dark
man.
deck.
It's times like these where like you're almost just rooting for them to get punished.
Yeah, it was definitely a mistake for him to not retreat that Toad there.
Oh, he hit it.
There's the DC though. You almost want to retreat to the other Toad still though. Oh, you can't retreat. You don't have the dark anymore.
You can't. You should have done it last turn.
You're all in on this poisoned Toad at this point. He's gonna get the KO though and establish the
he's
trainer
not.
level.
Oh wait, he has a muscle band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Egg have resistance to? Oh, it does.
It does, but it doesn't matter. He has a muscle band.
Oh, he's all set then.
This game's over, unless he whiffs another DCE.
Anything is possible.
Oh. Yeah.
So we see the 0-sec on the TCE. So that's going to be trouble. Chris also got the Genesect in play, so he has like a big body to stall for time if he needs to.
Yep. Ooh, he does hit the energy.
Okay. To get the energy switch, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Double energy switch would be perfect
it's
here.
So funny that like Chris has literally done nothing, but he also hasn't lost, and he could easily come back.
Yeah, he's about to not tie up in prize. He'll be behind one prize probably. If he leaves the Toad active, he should probably retreat the Toad. He really wants an energy switch here.
If only Chris had a Dragology in play.
Dragology. Do a lot of people still play that in their eggs?
Yeah. I saw it walking around.
Okay.
Never retreating.
Did Dylan play the Dragology?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think I saw it in his.
Swampert. Empoleon and Dragology.
Did he attach before he Juniper?
Yeah, he attached the active.
Oh, I guess he wants to get it out of there, yeah. I'm like thinking he should attack with it, but you definitely don't want to attack with that Toad.
Yeah, he can't afford. It also lets Chris draw.
What's he gonna send up? Oh. I would prefer to send up the Dark right here, I think. Oh, he has the energy switch. Never mind. I'm just wrong.
You are wrong.
Forever wrong.
Forever wrong.
I always speak a little bit too soon and don't let the scenario play out enough.
Here, didn't Chris have the opportunity to propagate last turn?
I think he did. There was another egg, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I don't understand why he didn't propagate last turn and bench the egg.
I don't know. It's one of those games where you just like you start forgetting to do routine stuff because you're kind of like, you know, a little bit aggravated with the situation of the game that it's in.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what they're talking about now. Yeah. So it looks like we'll probably have Brad's going to be up 1-0. Chris will definitely choose to go first, I would assume. Unless he's got some secret strategy to winning the matchup that nobody knows about.
It sounds like something Chris-like.
Yo, Chris could come up with something though.
Yeah, he's the master of jank.
So yeah, then Brad's probably looking for the turn 1 Toad, turn 1 Baby Evital.
For sure.
If he doesn't get the turn 1 Toad, he has to be careful about benching Toads without having DCs in hand because of the red cards. Like, even though you think you might be in a safe situation where you're going to be able to use the Toad effectively, you just get red carded and egg locked, and all of a sudden you're stuck there with the Toad and you're active.
Nowadays, it honestly seems like every single eggs variant is playing 0-6. So going Toad is so risky.
Yeah.
Because if they Jirachi for 0-6...
Or Team Flare Grunt, right? Like, or does that one get rid of basic?
It gets rid of anything on the active.
It has to be for the active.
They play 3 ways of getting it through supporters and then 2 Jirachis.
I think Chris plays 3 Jirachi actually.
Yeah, but that's like 5 or 6 outs to being able to in a supporter to be able to discard your DCE, which you can't stream efficiently.
Yeah, especially when you're getting.
It's
well, you're not going to
risky.
get red carded if you're getting Toad locked.
Like I rarely even go for the turn 1 Toad, even if I can get it, just because it seems like it's so risky.
Yeah, you're going to get red card. I mean, not red carded.
If you get blockaded and your DCE goes away, it's so hard.
It's rough. It's really rough.
All right, Chris has an okay hand.
Yeah, the Genesect opening isn't horrible, especially when going first. You put down your first energy on the Genesect and just go from there. And he has a Jirachi, so he's going to be able to do something off his first turn.
Yeah, going first is also really
Oh, but there's that Baby Evital start. That's really good for Brad here.
It is good for Brad, but it also depends on if he can get a Dark in the discard.
Does he play Compressors at all? Like, does he have anything else? No. So he's on the Ultra Balls and
Juniper. Yeah, that's what the standard. His list is vanilla.
Oh, okay. Except for the 0-6. Except a lot of people are playing 0-6. A lot of people are playing 0-6 in almost everything nowadays. It feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really good card. So here we get the Ultra Ball from Chris.
Surprisingly,
He
we haven't
ditches
seen
the
many.
muscle band there. I don't know what's in the rest of his hand. Muscle bands are really important for eggs though, because their damage output is so low.
He's just gonna Ultra Ball twice in Jirachi, I think.
There's the Jirachi.
I thought he had 2 Ultra Balls, so I
think you saw the muscle band probably. Similar colors.
Yeah. I actually haven't seen as much Toads near the top tables as I thought I would today.
I mean, there's so much eggs out there though. I guess Toad Bats doesn't have a horrible eggs matchup, but not many people playing Toad Bats. There's one right now at table 1 playing against Jimmy, and then I think everyone else is doing like the Manectric Toad stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, red card.
There's the turn 1 red card.
The turn 1 red
Super
card. This is
strong.
where the red card is effective, and then what I've seen so far is that like past turn 1 they just get battle compressored.
Yeah.
Which is how they should, I guess, is the strategy, but
Yeah.
it's just interesting to me. Like, just if your opponent hits nothing, they lose the game.
It's true.
Eggs
That's
punishes
very well
red
put, Ray.
starts.
Dead drawing is the killer of a lot of games. He got a lot of energy in that hand.
But you don't
oh,
have
we
to-
got the compressor though.
A lot
Super
of
important.
dead draws against eggs are actually really good hands against other decks.
Mm-hmm.
Any hand as a supporter is
Oh,
a pretty good hand
yeah.
to me. Unless I'm playing against eggs, then it's
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
so
for sure,
good.
for sure.
past the first turn or 2.
Yeah, eggs. They don't let you play supporters very often. Let's get rid of 2 eggs and a compressor. It's pretty standard.
Brad's gonna try to eat the eggs. He likes them
the egg.
scrambled.
He's got a little bit of trouble. The Evital's poisoned. There's no Verbank now, so it won't take a ton of damage off the bat. And then Chris already discarded a muscle band, so his damage output is actually really, really low right now. This is gonna be hard for him to actually KO the baby Evital.
But if he can, and Chris is ooh, is it wake? Oh no, reflip. It went off the table. Tails? He stays
Let's look at
asleep.
tails.
If
Alright.
Brad does not. Okay, he has basics.
Looks like he's an Ultra Ball. He's an N. I think I see an N.
He does not have a dark energy to Ultra Ball, which is very important.
I mean, he has one more turn though. The baby Evital's asleep. Does he play switches though? Like, could he in fact still get off of turn 1 baby Evital?
No.
Let's see if he goes for the Toad here. That's not baby Evital. I like the streaming of the baby Evitals.
That's the strategy I would go. Oh, no.
Oh, going Toad.
Oops.
If he doesn't play Switch, it's pretty risky. If you don't play Switch, you're not going to be able to.
I think going Toad in general against a deck that plays 0-6
Yeah.
and multiple Team Flare grunts is incredibly risky, especially since he knows Chris plays a high Jirachi count at this point too.
I mean, unless you just plan on drawing all your DCE, like. Yeah, at this point, once you know a little bit more about the deck,
I guess
he maybe doesn't know how strong Baby Evital is in this matchup. Like I said, if he's not really well experienced in this matchup, particularly, it's
I
gonna
think
be rough.
he's gonna get punished here. That hand is incredibly terrible.
I
It
didn't
has
see
no
any
energies and it's all supporters.
That's gonna be rough.
If Chris can pull off a blockade, I think he just wins the game almost
Yeah,
immediately.
It's gonna be really rough. And if Chris can set his hand up to have Plasma Energy plus Team Flare Grunt,
Oh,
it's gonna be really
snap.
rough.
Don't red card him. No,
He didn't know.
he wasn't ready.
I mean, you just have to go with statistics at that point. I'm pretty sure Brad had 5 cards.
Yeah,
He may as well red card him to 4.
I know, but Brad's gonna draw like energy now.
he might
Chris is
draw
gonna
all
be
the
like,
energy. He might just draw 4 DCE right here, and then he can just go into the Toad. We'll see.
oh, yo, that's how you do it. Oh man, oh man.
It looks like a computer search, I think I saw. Oh, an AC. An AC is interesting in here. AC is just such a strong card. If you ever can
Yeah.
efficiently play it on a turn, you get so much.
Computer search is really not
damage.
like that amazing here though, because his hand's so small that like he's gonna have, if he top decks an energy or something, the best hand he could have is like 3 energies or something, or like 2 energies and a muscle band.
I guess you're right. It is pretty rough.
Because he has like 2 supporters, so he can computer search them away.
Chris gets the Juniper, so he's got Trump card in hand. Pretty set up for the next turn, I would assume.
Okay,
There's the
there's
Verbank. And he got this another muscle band, which
Yeah,
is,
yeah, he
is,
had that
is all
before
his
he
damage,
Junipered.
the damage source for the eggs, the lasers and the muscle bands. So that baby Evital is in bad shape right now. He did draw the 3rd one though. It was a good.
The question is like, look
Good
at
draw
his
there.
hand. No, don't bench it. Don't do it.
It's a liability. It has 2 retreat cost, and it's not efficient in the attacking department. Anything you want to be able to.
He's gonna computer search for what? A bike, right?
I
And
don't
then bike for 4, and then hope to get energies.
You got to do something. There is always the. I mean, there is a game 3. This one is definitely going in Chris's favor at this point, but there will be time for Brad to bring it back.
I think Chris win game 1.
I think Brad won game 1.
Oh.
Yeah, he had the dead draw. Oh, there's the energy. Oh, and an acro bite. If he gets a dark energy off this. Okay, I think he got a laser. Laser's really good here too. Chris does not have his Virizion in play. No heads though.
No heads.
He's got the muscle band as well. I wonder if he's just gonna hold it and wait for the next turn, because the active Utah's gonna die real soon.
Okay. Thankfully, he put the muscle band on the bench eVTOL. Even though I wouldn't have attached it at all, but
yeah, you may as well just hold it at that point.
at that point you actually want to get red carded.
Yeah.
The judge thought that was Quaking Punch.
Yeah. I mean, most lock decks nowadays are eggs, but before the egg, there was just a quad toad, and you couldn't play any trainers.
The land before eggs.
The land before
was
eggs.
infested with
Toads.
frogs and toads. And Kermit
It looks
the
like there is a
Frog.
0-stick in Chris's hand, so you might just 0-stick the muscle band here.
No, I don't think it will. I think it's a more efficient use of his turn to do anything else if he has another supporter.
Anything else, but there's no energy on board. Like, he doesn't have to dig for anything.
I would rather hold it to get rid of a DCE.
That's true. But you almost want him to go into the toad. He's gonna go with an end. Ooh. See,
I don't like
if your other
that.
option is the end, I would just 0-stick the muscle band.
I would do nothing.
You wouldn't even 0-stick the
I
muscle band?
would not even 0-stick the muscle band.
Okay. I mean, it allows it, if you don't 0-stick... Oh, no, because it dies either way.
Yeah.
I guess he's digging for the Virizion here. He really wants that Virizion.
Personally, like, I don't mind doing nothing.
Yeah, you're not in a real threat. Like, you'll have one more turn to get the... You still have the lock for this turn, but then you'll have one more turn to try and reset up the lock. So you had time. If you have to end next turn to get another Executor, then you have to end next turn. But you don't have to do it this turn.
It's less risky doing it this turn, because I didn't see the rest of his hand, but I'm assuming if it was dead, it's less risky to just end now.
It's true.
But like
a lot of Brad didn't even attach an energy last turn.
No, he didn't.
Which means he's on very low amounts of energy attack. But he does get the Virizion though.
I don't like. It's hard to say, but I think resetting Brad's hand is just so good for him.
Yeah, it's a risky play for Chris, I think.
Risky
unnecessary risk, I guess I would say.
Yeah, it's safer though. From Chris's side, it's safer because he doesn't know Brad has nothing. Because against eggs, a lot of people actually just hold stuff until they die anyways. So Chris doesn't actually know that. We have perfect information, so it's easy for us to say.
Bike. Looking for the dark, I hear. Oh, I think that was too dark. That's good.
Oh my god, that's really good.
Strong draw there.
The resets on the hand are too good.
Looks like a bunch of supporters in Brad's hand, besides the acro bike.
He has a DCE.
And the DCE, okay. Where's he gonna go with this one? Big eVTOL. He's thinking Toad. I don't hate Toad.
I hate Toad worse.
If you get a bunch of energy on a Toad, it can be very hard for eggs to deal with, and the trainer lock is pretty devastating.
You have to get two
eggs.
darks and like a DCE for it to matter.
You need to get quite a bit of energy.
And at that point, I'd rather just attach it to anything else a lot of the time.
Yeah, I agree for the most part.
Like, you can't get lasered. Like, there's a lot of benefits to it, but you're also only doing 10 damage.
That's true.
10 damage is not a lot of damage.
Chris Junipered again. I wonder if he's going to get anything relevant to removing the energy.
No. I don't see anything. Oh, no, there's a Crushing Hammer. He's using the League promo ones, I believe.
Oh,
so they're different art.
Those are the best ones. You gotta use the League promo ones.
If I were Chris, I would definitely try to hammer the energy on the active.
Oh, he gets it. Oh, and he did put the eVTOL to sleep before he Junipered, I think. So that's huge, too. I don't know if he's attached yet. I wonder if he would consider bringing up the Toad. Oh, looks like he's gonna go ahead.
No, what? What?
Although I do kind of just like hitting on that Yveltal, especially because you got that sleep flip. So like,
Yeah.
why would you play a
another
laser for the Toad? I don't know.
Does the math work out? You're doing 60.
60, 90, back to you. No, you're gonna kill it going to him. Going
Is there
into
even a
Brad's
point
hand.
in even playing it at that point? I'd rather just conserve the laser unless I knew I was trump carding.
Yeah, I think I would. It's definitely fine to just sit there and.
See, I don't like that. I would have rather just had him hit the Yveltal.
And this is where it comes into play, where he put the dark energy on the Yveltal EX, and oh, he has the energy switch. Never mind. He had it all. We'll see where he goes with this star. I always speak too soon. I think
Always
it's okay
too
now.
soon.
Okay. So it's first prize for Brad, and I think Chris is taking 2. But like Chris is low on lasers now. To grind out through these baby
He's also
Yveltals.
down 2 muscle bands.
Yeah, to grind out to killing these baby Yveltals is a long time. He looks like he's going after the Toad again. And this is kind of what happens when you bench the Toad and you're not really aggressive with it. It's just going to get abused. It's high retreat cost.
Yeah, Chris only plays 2 muscle bands, so he doesn't even have that as an option anymore.
Yeah.
But if I don't know if Laser Max will ever work out to where it will die back in his turn now.
For the
It
Toad?
doesn't actually.
No.
20 plus 30 is 30.
Oh, it will actually. Right?
Not if he lasers him now.
The Toad is currently lasered, isn't it? Or no, am I just wrong?
It's not lasered.
Oh, he just brought it back up. That's right. He just brought it back up to the genocide.
But Chris did trump card this turn, so next turn he'll probably be able to do something.
Yeah.
So let's think about that. 20 damage, he's at 110. Then 20 damage next turn, he's at 130. If Chris lasers him next turn, the Toad will die going into Chris's turn.
Okay. And he did just do the trump card, so he has all those lasers back in
Yes,
his deck.
so this is a really good play by Chris.
And there's the lock. There is a DCE in Brad's hand. You probably just go for that with the Toad. I don't know what else is in his hand, but
Yeah. I don't. It's just so rough to do that.
having Chris just used trump card, his hand usually means his hand is like pretty dead.
Yeah, it probably means like usually when people trump card and they'll have like a smaller hand like that because he only
Did
has.
Brad
Like,
just pass?
yeah.
He had a DC in his hand though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure I like that. You should generally assume their hand is pretty dead of removal when they trump card.
Dead of removal, I agree with. Dead in general, I don't agree with.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure Chris has a Juniper or something in his hand. But you just you're never really gonna attach it. I guess you maybe saving the DCE for the Yveltal. But if Chris gets a laser here, he can lock the Toad and have it get knocked out, coming back into his
Yeah,
own
that's
turn.
what I was saying earlier. Yeah. It looks like Chris does not hit it. Oh no, he does. He does. I think he did.
I'm not sure. I didn't see it.
Oh no, that was. I think it might
that's a
have
0-7.
0-6.
Not
And a
quite a
Jirachi.
laser.
Chris did not hit it.
Chris is definitely still in a good spot.
Oh yeah, for sure. If Brad DCEs the Toad this turn, okay. So it looks like Brad's just on the plan of just letting the Toad die, which I don't like at all, because that leaves the game. If Chris can sleep the Yveltal one time, the game's over.
Yeah. That's why the baby Yveltal is so much more effective. Better price.
I really, like, he has it. He had the energies to go the baby Yveltal strategy this game.
Yeah, he did. And he benched the Toad early again, and it really came back to bite him in this game.
He just chose not to, like, if you bench Toad, you have to use it. Otherwise, it's hurting you.
Unless you're like going like turn one baby Yveltal and putting a Darkness on your Toad, and
Even then, it's just gonna get hammered
yeah.
at some point.
I mean, it's like the only like I think reasonable option.
Yeah.
Secret for Juniper from Chris. He got the laser. So he's looking for the straight up knockout, I think. Or does it already knock it out? It's 50. Yeah, it already gets knocked out. Decent hand from Chris. There's a red card in there. I wonder if he's going to play it. Crushing Hammer as well.
Yep.
Heads to heads. Off the Yveltal. I almost like it better off the baby Yveltal. Yeah. Like, you know he has all 4 DCE lots in deck.
You also know that, like, the Evital is probably gonna one-shot you no matter what, anyways.
Yeah.
Unless he just has one more dark and can do 80 and doesn't have a muscle band, like the Evital EX is probably one-shotting you.
Yeah. Chris would probably assume he doesn't have DCE because he didn't attach it to the Toad initially. Probably. That's what I would assume. He has a DCE now though. I wonder if he'll go with the baby Evital, get some more energy in play, or just start knocking out eggs with.
I don't know. With the way that Brad is playing, I feel like he should just commit to his strategy.
Yeah, he's kind of all over the place.
His strategy now by holding the DCE is he's gonna use Evital to Evo Ball to knock out the Executor. But now he's like flip-floppy. He's like not committing to his strategy. Now he's going baby Evital strategy.
And where's he gonna put it? So he's trying to still make a big Evital.
But you don't need a big Evital.
Yeah, you can kind of try and... Oh, there's a catch on the dark. He's got the laser as well. Looks like it's a wake zone.
I think this game is pretty much over if Brad does not draw a dark energy here.
It's looking pretty rough for Brad. Does he play letter at all? Could that be like a big draw he could get?
No.
Okay, so he's just basically relying on top decking. He'll probably have to retreat this dark right here with his...
He's top decking a energy switch or a dark, or he's losing the game for the most part.
He has a DC in hand, so he could retreat the dark like that, yeah.
Oh yeah, he does. And Chris
if he wakes up though, this is a big flip. He stayed asleep. It's huge.
Actually, I don't know if Chris's last plasma energy is in his deck or not.
I think Chris actually only runs 3.
Oh yeah. He also doesn't play Lysander, so I don't think he's actually gonna ever catch up to Darkrai again. Besides, like retreating.
I mean, you just when the Executor dies, you just retreat the Genesect.
Yeah, but that's gonna take so much time.
Yeah, I mean, me and Chris, I helped Chris with this list last night. He's definitely, I think, pretty sure positive he's only playing 3 plasma.
I wonder why he didn't retreat with the earlier. He had a chance to do it earlier.
I don't think he knows the deck that well. That's kind of one of those plays that, you know, I feel like it's like the next level play. You play the deck, and then you learn the basic strategy, and then you do the stuff where you're like retreating every time you can with your Genesect.
Yeah.
I definitely would have liked to see that though, because like you need that. He plays Shadow Triad, so
he's had multiple. He's had like he's had one opportunity to put it. He's only had one, so like I can see also. You might not expect that you're going to have to do that.
Mm-hmm. He's going Toad again. Let's see if he benches it. He may be just thinning his deck. I don't know how many more Pokemon are actually in his deck. Okay, he didn't.
Alright, this leaf was actually like... Oh, Tails again. If he stays
one more. It's going to be a big one coming up. This is one of those rolls you just hate to roll, because he puts the game on the line. There's one flip. Actually, no. Chris has 3 prizes left. But it gets it pretty close.
I don't actually even like bringing up the Darkrai at that point. I would rather hit the Evital, or the Evital EX over the Darkrai. I
think the Darkrai got captured, didn't it, by the Genesect?
Yeah. In this situation,
you would have rather Chris bring up the Evital. Okay, I get what you're saying.
If he can reliably stream the Executors, I think it is a much better strategy to kill the things with the energy on it, because it forces Brad not to be able to actually use them. Yeah,
and he'd have to put like he'd have to attach the DCE. No, he could have Evo Balled, and then he would have to attach the DCE to like kill the second Executor, and then that's all of his energy off the board. So he's going with the trump card.
Like he basically would be forced to never be able to use Evital EX again, otherwise the game would be over.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Chris could reliably stream Executor, but I think 2 is a decent
starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to, from there, as long as you have a VS Seeker or a Juniper. Well, VS Seeker's not very good up to trump card, but if you have Juniper or something, it's pretty reliable to get another Executor in the egg deck.
Executor.
Oh,
it's like Audino. I've seen that played so much today. I don't know what to call it. People call it Audino.
I
don't know, man.
So I'll ask Jimmy. Whatever he says.
People who call it Audino are sketchy.
Battle Compressor from Chris. Just gonna thin the deck. He's not gonna get rid of. It's not really important when he gets rid of. I guess the 0-6 pretty important. I'm surprised he didn't get rid of a Team Flagrant there actually. Just the option is nice. Like he has no VS Seekers in his discard pile, so he has like so many options by putting the Team Flagrant in the discard pile.
No, I agree. I know, at this point you might not also be thinking about that. You might be thinking of whether he wins or loses this game.
Oh, here's that flip. It's a big flip.
Oh
Tails.
my god, the game's over. Wow.
So the Darkrai is going to die going back into Chris's turn, which allows Chris to just laser.
No, the game's oh yeah,
he's
yeah.
3 prizes.
Oh no, it's super.
Which
Yeah.
allows Chris to just like try and laser lock whatever Brad brings up.
Wow. That stayed asleep for so long.
He also loses the free
1,
retreat.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's those lock decks, though.
The free retreat. Dark
There
Rider
it
being
goes.
knocked
So we
down.
got 1 prize left for Chris.
He has to bring up the Vital EX.
Yeah,
he has to.
Here. He has no Darkrai here, though. Yeah, he doesn't have Darkrai.
Why? Why would you bring that up?
That has 2 retreat costs. That's definitely not what you want to bring up.
Like
Did he just?
he just flip flops his strategies.
Oh, that went back.
Like the best play he can make now to not lose the game is like to just attach to it the Evital and retreat for 2 energies. Like what's the point of bringing it up?
Yeah.
So I feel like here Chris all he has to do is attach a grass to the Verizian.
Yeah.
And he threatens lethal. Like he threatens game because Verizian's damage is obviously 20 more than a blockade. Or he can put an energy on it would be stupid to put it on Executor, but yeah, you just put it in energy on either Genesect or Verizian and you just threaten game. I would put it on
The Verizian probably.
the Verizian because there's no threat of there's really no threat of getting Lysander or anything. Oh my god.
Tails, and he's asleep. And I think that
Is game.
That's game. Can't retreat.
Never lucky, baby rage.
Oh. Yeah, Brad did not have the better side of the coin this game.
Yep, and Chris flips over the dowsing machine.
We'll see if Brad's learned from these last 2 games and does not put down the Toad unless it. I like a really early turn.
No,
I
it's,
think
it's over. Chris won game 1.
Chris won game 1.
Yes.
Oh, well, I see up on the screen it said Brad, so I just assumed.
I don't know.
Did it go to 3 games or was it just?
No.
Oh. Okay, I was just wrong. Then.
Oh, Haley, I think you accidentally put that Brad won game 1 when it was Chris who won game 1. Oh wait, no, maybe is it game 3 or is it over? I'm pretty sure. Is it over? Pretty sure it's over, right?
Maybe they don't even know.
Chris won 2-1.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's
they
what I
went to
thought.
3
I knew that.
Oh, did I miss a game? Or was I here for all 3 games?
You were here for all 3 games. You just somehow forgot one of them existed.
Oh. Yeah.
I was like, no, I know Chris won. Like, I know it's over. What?